Hello and welcome to Janland Jams. I'm Jack.
I'm Mitch.
I'm James.
I'm Aiden.
So the point of this channel is where each episode we're going to pick an album, kind of break it down, things we like about it, who's it by, and just kind of talk about our thoughts and, how that feel of the album. Maybe some recommended listening. If you enjoyed this album, you might like that. So kicking us off right away, the first album we're going to dive into is the Pharcyde's Bizarre Ride 2.
One and only.
True. Starting off, we have four members of the group. We have Amani, Booty Brown, Fat Lip, and the Slim Kid Trey. And they all bring a good vibe to the table. I think you get a lot of friendship and kind of just like messing around vibes with them. They're very silly. There's a lot of components to break down, which we're going to get into in a second. But, we got crazy ad-libs, good storytelling, and phenomenal production. And I think now I'm just going to go to try to segue into just some songs we like. Anybody want to go with a song that they've been liking by the Pharcyde?
I think I'm going to start off strong here with Pack the Pipe.
Yeah, duh.
I think at least that's my favorite off the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to start off. It kind of captures the feel of it.
Right. And I don't know, I feel like it captures Pharcyde as a band pretty well, or as a group pretty well. And I don't know, just every time I listen to it, especially if I'm like not with friends, I'm like, I want to see my friends. Like it reminds me of good times hanging out with people.
It definitely does.
I feel like it's not even necessarily the best song on the album. I just think it's like it's a fun song to listen to in a group of people. Like it just gets you all hyped, and then you're having fun, and you're ready to do whatever. It's just a lot of fun to listen to.
So this is my personal opinion on Pack the Pipe, and I think Pack the Pipe is going to be... So there's three things that I really want to talk about in this video that I really think Pharcyde does exceptionally well, especially in a rap group. A, their ad-libs are top-notch. B, I think even more important than A, this should have been my A, their choruses are insane. And I think that's what makes Pack the Pipe such a good song, at least for me, is being able to pack the pipe and keep it moving down the line.
It's extraordinarily catchy.
With your boys is an immediate vibe. It immediately elevates the mood. Oh shit, sorry. It immediately elevates the mood. It immediately gets you in the position to just chill, to vibe. And I think a lot, not only Pack the Pipe, but some of their other songs on the album, the choruses are what are really going to hook you in.
Yeah.
And then you stay for the ad-libs, the verses, the production, and it just really meshes together super, super well.
Kind of talking more about that like group feeling that Pharcyde gives you a lot. There is usually the choruses that are done, you can hear every member and the features usually singing on the chorus kind of in harmony. So it really reinforces that like group friendship and like camaraderie feeling that this album.
Right, like it's easy to just scream this shit out in a group with your boys.
Especially since it's so catchy.
Exactly.
It's so good.
True.
What were you were saying about the choruses? Like I feel like on that album there's a lot of good examples of like the choruses that just like pull you in. And I think Oh Shit and Other Fish are Other Fish is on that album, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Exceptional songs and really good choruses.
Shall
What
we
up?
cut it?
What up?
What's up?
Cup it.
How was work?
Wait, do we want to...
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
Sorry, slight technical difficulty. But kind of what we were saying, we were talking about some of the choruses. As Aiden was saying, Oh Shit and Other Fish have a great chorus.
I feel like they both kind of have the same type of chorus as Pack the Pipe, where it just like, again, it kind of brings that sense of camaraderie. Like you just hear that and you're like, damn, I just want to scream this with my friends. Like,
and it brings the energy too.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
In both songs, you can hear like as you're listening to them sing and talk and just everything. You can hear the energy behind it. You can see, you can kind of hear them moving. You can kind of hear them smiling as they're singing it. They get really into it. Another song like that is Yo Mama.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like that makes you want to it makes you want to go oh after every single thing they say.
And I think James brings up an excellent point. I said I had 3 things to talk about. James addressed the third right there. The energy in a Pharcyde song, depending on the emotion and the feeling they're singing about, is gonna be the energy of that song. Like Officer is about getting pulled over by the police, and that's a super fast-paced, high beat, high whatever, and it's super fast-paced and super like... But then you get a song like Passing Me By where it's like getting rejected by a girl, and it's like, you know, like the sting of that. And it's just like, she keeps on passing me by. And then you get a wail on the saxophone, and it really encapsulates that energy and that feeling. But also, to round it out, another thing that really punctuates the choruses and really emphasizes the energy is their ad-lib. Booty Brown is the ad-libber for Pharcyde. You get some notable ad-libs, such as on Pack the Pipe, Fat Lib offers a 4-year-old a joint. And he goes, "Thank you, man!" And it's insane. And it again, when you're with your friends and you can all hit that high note, it's the energy, it's the feel, it's the vibes.
It really sounds like they're in the same room for a lot of their song and just kind of like yelling over each other.
Exactly. It feels like it almost feels like this type of thing where they're just sitting there like talking,
out,
but it's just
chilling.
like exactly. But it's like it's a song. It's really cool.
Especially in songs like Your Mama and Officer, where they're clearly all supposed to be in the same setting and like like literally bantering actively with each other. Those songs really get that like just mudslinging, like shit talking to each other, like absolute feeling from them.
One thing I'd also like to point out, this is kind of off topic, but one of my favorites and least favorite things about that album, favorites is the interludes, because like they're just so like they're not that like music wise. I don't think they're that great, but they're just like they're funny. And they're just like, wait, this is really silly. Like it kind of reinforces that whole just like
weird.
This is
bizarre.
This is exactly. It's the bizarre ride too. Like
Quentin's way.
Quentin's way. Quentin's way. Yeah, that. Or like if I was president.
If I was president, self
my bad, bitch.
No, you're good.
Ice cream truck. Ice cream truck.
It's actually outside.
Yes. Yeah, this is an ice cream truck that goes down fit.
So anyway, here we go.
True.
But as I was saying, those are the interludes are some of my favorite things, and I think one of my least favorite things about that album is For Better or For Worse.
Yeah.
There's some really awful skits.
There's some awful skits and some awful, I get the album's theme is, again, Bizarre Ride 2, it's weird. It's tackling some of their weirder feelings, some of their weirder experiences. And For Better or For Worse is a concept song where a guy is in a relationship and it's good, and that's the for better part. But then there's another guy that's like trying to get a girl, or like maybe just broke up with her, and the song splits right in the middle, and it splits with a phone call. And in this phone call, Fat Lip is calling this girl and being like, "I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna drill into your head with I'm gonna drill into your skull." And it just gets really vulgar and grotesque. I was gonna bring that up as like part of my least favorite elements is that song. And like my favorite thing about Pharcyde is the choruses. The choruses on almost all of their songs are actually perfect. But then you get into some of the weirder songs and it's just like, ooh, like I can see the vision, but I'm not there.
For worse.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I feel like that song is kind of a, I don't know where I was going.
It's a lead example of like their sometimes the mischief with Pharcyde, as good as it can be, definitely gets taken too far on this album at a few points.
I think another thing that, at least for me, like it took a while to get into this album. It was probably the fact that it was like one of my first rap groups that I like started listening to. But once you get into it, you get into it. Like, once you know the words, you're going to be humming it all day long.
Yeah,
exactly. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that is the thing that I love the point that James just made is that Bizarre Ride 2 is kind of an acquired taste. It's a very coffee or a very mustard type of hear. But like, you know, like if you got that taste, you can get into it. And I don't know, I really appreciate the kind of acquired taste of it, because again, once you do capture that Pharcyde taste in your mouth, you're there. But how about your guys' favorite and least favorite kind of elements or songs of the album?
I think that kind of with like reinforcing like the catchiness and like it getting stuck in your head once you finally get it, they have extraordinarily simple choruses that you can probably know on your second listen, like by memory. Like, you know, a lot, like a great example of one is She Said, where basically they just constantly harmonize on saying She Said, and with like a little verse in between it. But it's so good and so catchy, and all of the members sing it at the same time. It's kind of the I really like the catchiness that they.
Yeah, I feel like that's quite a few of the songs on the album have that kind of like the chorus is like, I like that the way that they're consistent with that, where it's like short, like a few words or short phrases, and it's just like it's really catchy. And it's really easy to remember, and it's really easy to sing along to.
But I don't think the simpleness like it's simple, but it doesn't mean it's bad.
No,
like, it doesn't mean it's like it still really carries the vibe of the song.
Exactly.
And like I mean, Mitch brought up our second episode. Might spoiler alert, sneak peek. It might be Lab Cabin California, which is the song with the album She Said is on, and in that album the themes carry out like the choruses, the ad libs, and the energy is all really variable or like varies per song, and it's really good.
And that is backed up by the background music. As you're talking, every single you guys are talking about how there's the chorus, maybe a couple bars, or in She Said it's She Said harmony and then a little bar. Then I can't remember the song off the top of my head, but I assume that there's some musical bits in between.
You're all good. I honestly, I forgot that was on Lab Cabin and not.
No, you're good.
But still, Pharcyde. Like,
it's a good chorus.
Exactly.
It's a really strong Pharcyde chorus.
But as the song progresses, every single bridge is different, and that helps you keep track of where you're at in the song. And they do that insanely well. And the different breaks, sometimes they have that saxophone wail, or they change it up bit by bit as the song progresses.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually call him James yet again, but James. Little tidbit about James. James is a phenomenal jazz player. James can play the sax. James is really good at music. James is really musical. What Pharcyde does really well is they are a very good jazz rap group. Their selection of instruments is extraordinary. You will see saxophone, you will see trumpet, you will see guitar, you will see bass guitar.
You got piano.
You get a lot of keys.
Lovely keys.
And so just kind of as a jazz player, how does that how do you feel when you see some of those elements done, in my opinion, incredibly well by Pharcyde?
I think the way that they are able to blend everything into their vocals is just amazing to listen to. Whenever there is an instrument that begins to kind of shine through everything else in the song, dude, it's just done so well, and I love hearing it every single time. I'm trying to think of one that has a good.
The piano on Officer is very
memorable
for me.
It's so good. And during the breaks in their talking during Officer, that driving bass line that keeps the song going.
It's still there.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's what helps give it that upbeat kind of tempo, is having that driving bass line, is having the piano at the certain times, and also them knowing when to leave it out. Think, oh shit. There are so many times where they're fading out with the, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. They fade out completely. I'm still saying it 3 or 4 times.
But the keys are carrying it.
Exactly. And that's intended, is that you guys are now singing the song, and it kind of helps
Exactly.
move it along.
It kind of holds the whole song together.
Exactly. And it prompts that audience interaction.
Exactly. It kind of helps with, like, just the progression of the song. Like, you kind of always know where you are because of that, like, that solid bass line is always there.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I definitely, kind of, not to steer the direction away, but what would you guys, like, I know we've been talking about a lot of elements about Pharcyde, but if we had to narrow down one, can I ask each of you, what would be your favorite Pharcyde element?
I think to start off, probably my favorite thing about Pharcyde, especially on this album, is I feel like the beat, or at least the production of Pharcyde, it always is done with intention of like whether it's gonna be, because it always carries the feeling that we've described, and it's always done with like ad libs, message, like every component of the production is done with intention with Pharcyde, and I think it's easily my favorite thing that I've seen on a lot of songs, like on the DL, which is featured on this song.
Oh yeah.
The beat of that song literally captures the feeling of the song perfectly, where it's like there's a lot of mischief that happens on that song, like the activity that you do when you're in your private time. Possibly murder. And it's just this creeping key that keeps coming back. I feel like the production is just like it's the first thing and the last thing that I think about with every Pharcyde song.
I definitely think this is kind of, so we were kind of shooting the shit about doing this beforehand, and something that Mitch had brought up is that every single Pharcyde song that you listen to, it comes with a very specific like package of emotions that they want you to feel, and I think that they do that very, very well. Think about like back to Pack the Pipe, it wants you to be with friends, and I get that feeling every time. Versus like I don't know, Passing Me By, any of the slower songs.
It's pretty
about
solid.
longing. Yeah, like you get that feeling. But then there's also still that Pharcyde feeling where you're not listening to a Taylor Swift sad song. You're not listening to a different genre of sad song. You're listening
To the Pharcyde.
Yeah. And that feeling still comes through where you're still into it. You still want to come back to it. And I just think they do that really well.
I'm kind of gonna jump on the same boat that James is on. I just really enjoy like the again, they do a really good job of drawing all different kinds of emotions from their song, but at the same time, it's still a Pharcyde song. Like, anytime, no matter what emotion you get from listening to one of their songs, you're always gonna know that it's still a Pharcyde song.
They're
And
taking turns on the verses.
Exactly.
I think to kind of, add my 2 cents on this topic of my favorite Pharcyde element, it's kind of a little bit of each what you guys have said. I think why I love Pharcyde so much and my favorite Pharcyde element is, like you guys know when you said you're feeling a wave of emotions, but it's still Pharcyde. Like the Pharcyde package is so like Pharcyde as a collection, all 4 of them, without the rest, like without each member, it's not Pharcyde. Like even though like this might be some crazy like managerial assessment of me, but the collective Pharcyde is a cohesive team unit. You have Slim Kid stringing it together, Killa Thriller, Trilla, just really stringing his shit together. You have Fat Lip bringing punctual weirdness. You have Amani, who is big and brolic and hitting like a high note. His voice is so distinct and high.
A bold voice.
And then you have Booty Brown hitting the ad-libs, but all 4 of them being so distinctly different. Mesh. It is glue. And then you get interesting beats of keys, of horns, of strings, and you're like, what the fuck? What is this? And then you it just captures you. I'm sorry if I'm getting too emotional.
Is this the C-suite of a Fortune 500 company?
Dude, it might be, bro. But
it's the basis you need. It's the variety.
But I'm like, I don't know. I'm so, like, I'm. The point of this channel is to be passionate about music. To again, if you like it, throw your recommendations down. Maybe we'll give them a listen. We'll give them a review. But I mean, mostly this is just us chatting about music and why we like it. Like it's very unserious, but I hope you guys get a little taste of our preferences, and I hope we can give you perspective. But I'm extremely passionate about Pharcyde, and I'm glad that all of my friends here have also really gotten into Pharcyde, and it makes me really happy.
I haven't gone back since I first heard it.
Yeah, same. I think we're all really passionate about music, but we all come from kind of different backgrounds musically. But like that doesn't mean that like we all have like opposite music tastes, and we don't like any of the same music. Like, it's really nice to be able to like Jack showed us Pharcyde, and like I wasn't a big like '90s hip hop guy before that, and Pharcyde's awesome.
I was barely even into rap before Pharcyde. So like being put on to like Pharcyde not only has got me into rap as a genre, but like having such a that's the whole point of the album, is that it's bizarre, but having such a strange take on rap immediately become one of my favorites. I think there's some magic spell behind this album.
Right. True. And it opened so many like opportunities to listening to other rap. Like I don't think I would have gotten into Tribe Called Quest without listening to Pharcyde first.
Definitely, bro.
I think hearing, what was it that we were listening to the other day? Shoot.
What, like Freddie?
A tidbit.
A smidgen.
I don't get the message that you got to run the pigeon.
Oh, check the rhyme.
That one.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have liked that song having not listened to Pharcyde before. Yeah.
Yeah, I also kind of like was able to expand my horizons a lot from Pharcyde. I feel like I didn't like very much like 90s rap. I was kind of mostly into just like what was like coming out, but now like Jack's shown me Pharcyde, and it's also helped me get into like Big L, Grand Poobah, like
Poobah's so good.
Poobah's so fire.
No, like as much as sorry if you do have anything more, I was sorry, but I mean like, and it's vice versa. Like each of these guys, as much as I was really trying to push Pharcyde and Gibbs and Gun on them, they really like. You've really like I'll go around the line here. Aiden definitely got me into more of rock and more kind of like my knowledge of rock and like metal as a genre was super limited. But Aiden's got me listening to at least some Metallica and like some other like we can get down on some Van Halen and some other stuff when we're in the car, like if we're getting fast, bro. Like and definitely James has got me. I'm like we're always listening to jazz. I'm a huge jazz guy as well. So James not only has got me on some really good jazz, like one of my favorite jazz artists is Count Basie, and James showed me them. But he also, James's taste for, I guess I would describe it like alternative. James's taste for other music, like alternative rock, alternative kind of stuff, like Axe and the Hatchet Men. He really got me on them, and other songs that are just like James's music taste is always like a driving bass line. And it's very present, and it's super prominent, and I love that. Like it's very, I love that one song. It was in the car. I forget. It was like Clay and the Pigeons was the band or whatever.
Going Up the Coast.
Yeah, no, like I'd never heard that song before, but like I knew it was a James pick because I'm hearing this like steady bass line. I don't know. That was really capturing me. And I'm gonna
the Hunter song. The one from Danadan that you showed me.
Oh, yeah, that one too.
Soul, yeah.
We listened to a Danadan song, and it's just present drums.
God, it's
the rhythm is abusing those drums. And then to round off, I mean, Mitch the Goat. Dude, definitely like I have this one album called Tubes by a French bassist named McBass, and it's synth, it's bass. Like when I think of you, I think of synth and bass, bro. Like.
Synth is the best possible instrument for music, in my opinion, ever.
Like, because it's so versatile. It can work well in so many different genres.
And so he got me on that, and he got me really listening to that. And I really like the synth. And again, Mick Bass, super talented artist. Check him out. Good. Again, he's the bass guy, so good bass riffs. Exceptional synth.
Really trippy feeling.
Definitely.
He has a theme to him.
But he also got me on this dude is also Mr. Ethereal. He got me on Jordana. He got me on You know, some peak TV Girl back when he was.
I was
going
gonna
on a
say,
run.
I never really listened to TV Girl much, but like, I know you were or are a pretty big TV Girl.
You can't deny TV Girl's production ability.
And whenever you throw on some TV Girl, I'm like,
True.
I get it. Like, this shit's awesome.
For me, you know, it was definitely in my more sombrous high school era that I was big into TV Girl. But revisiting, like, I could see a lot of, especially in their like more recent albums, like Grape Off the Vine, where they had a lot more emphasis on like their brass and stuff. I was very impressed with, like, I will never ever deny, especially like mentioning Jordana, like the production off of some of Jordana's like collab albums, like some of her better ones, like Summer's Over, are done by TV Girl.
Summer's Over is a phenomenal album.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you guys want to keep talking Pharcyde? Do we want to branch off? Do we want to do some recommended listening? How are you guys feeling about the flow?
You want to go into recommended?
Yeah.
I think we could go into recommended.
We can wrap it up.
We got a 26-minute video.
Yeah, so we can like try and make it around a half an hour.
damn.
Yeah.
But no, but see, that's why I wanted to do YouTube for the longhand
Right.
media. So recommended listening.
No, not shortwave media. Damn it!
My medals put attention span.
So recommended listening. If you like Pharcyde, and again, if you've never heard of them, check out Bizarre Ride 2. If you like Pharcyde, we might do a Lab Cabin California. That is a must listen to. It is definitely a more mature Pharcyde album. They're tackling with heavier themes of like death and maturing and getting older.
Loss.
And yeah, and it's reflected. All of the energy on Lab Cabin is very kind of sorrowful, very sorrowful, but very like in place. It's very like each member. It feels like going from adolescence to like adulthood in the way of like not only the members, their voices are much different. Like you can feel their physical maturity of just their voices sounding differently, but you can feel it in the themes. Like in You Passing Me By and Other Fish and Bizarre Ride 2, they're really upset when these women are passing them by and there's other fish in the sea. But then you get a song like She Said on Lab Cabin, and she said it would be good if you stay with me tonight. So I granted her wish. And it's like oh, even though this woman, because the point of that song is that that the members of Pharcyde are letting these women spend the night with them, even though they're not going to sleep together. But it's the maturity of realizing, hey, I can interact with a woman and try to build a relationship and not just fuck her.
And not just sleep with them.
And I'm like, it's the maturity element is insane from album to album. I think if you were into that sort of thing, if you're into the progression, definitely give Lab Cabin a listen.
Yeah, they're not waking up from a girl in their bed to go jack it in the back.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I know I'm really bringing the thunder right now, but I love these guys. I love music, and I love y'all potentially. But recommended listening from other people, please.
I think for me, like I said earlier, I think one of my like big transitions from Pharcyde was like Pharcyde helped me get into Big L, and I can't remember the name of the album. I'm gonna look. I was looking. The Big Picture by Big L, fire album. Go give it a listen.
Truly would be one of the greats if he didn't die. Big L's super good.
You go.
One of the because originally one of my first takes on rap, like just kind of getting into rap in general, was Pharcyde, but like from that I kind of like really got listening into like Freddie Gibbs and his like whole discography is like very related, especially in like the production heavy direction that Freddie Gibbs kind of takes with his music, especially working with like The Alchemist. I feel like both Alfredo, especially Alfredo with its features, kind of gives you the same feeling that Pharcyde would give you, where it's like you have two voices in one song and both of them still contribute almost equally, where I feel like especially Alfredo 1 would be a great listen because it's very production heavy and has a lot of good verses and features from different people. that kind of give you that same rap, production heavy, some fun, some sonorous, like Skinny Suge versus Something to Rap About are two very different listens off of the same album that I feel like the same thing is kind of present in Bizarre Ride too.
Could I to add to Mitch's point about Alfredo? Alfredo is, in my opinion, as much as I love Bizarre Ride 2, Alfredo by Freddie Gibbs is my favorite album ever. Alfredo encapsulates the energy aspect that we talked about, or energy element, and each song Freddie Gibbs is singing about something else, whether his own actions or his own, like mishaps or his own experience. And each song will carry this energy of like if you look at a song like Babies and Fools, he's rapping about how the consequences of his actions, you can see the consequences of the things he's neglected in life, where he's like, I couldn't be there for this woman, I couldn't give her all of me. And then you get into the features on that song, and Conway singing about how he's not present as a father, and it's affecting his son and his the mother of his child's relationship, and just the consequence. And you can feel the neglectful and like very remorseful energy on that song, because you could get hit with a super emotional "all of me" in the chorus. But exceptional album, exceptional song. Give all of the recommended listening a listen if you feel like it. If you don't, we're going to be here eventually again.
You watch out.
We're coming!
I guess good
Sorry.
with that?
Yeah.
Did you
I'm
give
good
it?
with
Oh,
that.
did you give a recommended?
Oh,
I'm
shit,
sorry,
I didn't. No.
almost edged.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of albums right now, but nothing's really coming to mind. Something that I keep coming back to is a band called Ripe. I just think a lot of more so their older songs, but I just think they're very good. It's another one. It's another one of those bands where each song comes with a very specific feeling attached to it, and I think that they bring that out really well. Thinking like First Time Feeling, it's a 5-minute long song about meeting one person and how there's no one else but them, and I think that's pretty good, and at least for me it's pretty relatable as well. Yeah.
Definitely, dude.
Awesome. Yeah.
Bizarre Ride 2.
That's a wrap, bro.
Check it out. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.